Welcome to another edition of Points of Interest, brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. My name is Paul Boucher. I'm the President and CEO of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. And as we do each week, we present you a program of the activities going on during the week and a special guest to speak about their particular program and offerings that they have. So this week being Thanksgiving week, we have a free Thanksgiving dinner at Sacred Heart Church, and that is at noontime at Sacred Heart Church. And the dinner is designed for not only people who really need the meal for the day, but people who are alone and don't want to spend Thanksgiving alone. You're most welcome to come. And so we suggest that if you can't come, want a meal delivered to your home, or if you want to be transported, arrangements have been made to do that also. And you should call Kevin at 603-252-0347, and they'll either make arrangements for you to get picked up or deliver a meal to you. Also, they're always looking for volunteers to work at the dinner to help cook, clean, serve, and set up. And you are to call Pat at 603-448-2864, who is handling those arrangements for the dinner. So again, it's Thanksgiving Day at noon, Sacred Heart Church here in Lebanon. SCORE has just started a whole new program. They're open Wednesdays 9 to 1. SCORE is the Senior Corps of Retired Executives, and they help to counsel new businesses, if businesses have been in existence, or even people just trying to get into business, and they have experts in different fields on how to do that. So they're open house now on every Wednesday from 9 to 1, and you may get more information by going to their site, www.score.org. They are located on the third floor of the Citizens Bank building here in Lebanon, and so they're there to do that service for you. We have the Temptations are coming to town. Motown Legends are coming to the Opera House, and that is on Friday, November 30th. I would suggest, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, and I'd suggest you call tickets if they're still available at the Opera House to get tickets for that, or you can order them online also at hcclow@LebanonOperaHouse.org. For those of you who really don't like to cook for Thanksgiving, a lot of the groups as fundraisers are cooking pies and such, and one is out in Mascoma, and they're doing pies on Wednesday, and you can pick those up or order them ahead of time. It's at Mascoma Savings Bank, right there in Enfield, and all proceeds are going to the charity. Those are a lot of the activities that are going on this week in the Upper Valley. And this week's guest, we have Linda Copp from, I'm going to make sure I get this right, Lebanon Ballet School. Did I get it right?
There's two entities. You have one.
Okay, I'm not going to go into Linda has a program that's coming up. She's been on the show before, and I think probably last year around this time when we did.
Around this time.
So if people did not see the first show, a little bit about your background, where you went to school, how you got into the ballet business, if
oh
you
my
will.
goodness, okay. I'm actually from Burlington, Vermont. I started dancing when I was a little girl, like so many little girls do. And I'm one of the ones who stayed booked. For me, it wasn't just something that I was trying out. I fell passionately in love with dancing. And after high school, I went to the Hartford Conservatory in Connecticut and danced for the regional company there, and then I went on into teaching. I moved back up into New Hampshire, actually, into New Hampshire. It's hard to say for a Vermonter.
Yes.
Back in the 1980s, and began teaching through the Lebanon Recreation Department, and eventually opened my own school in Lebanon. And 14 years ago, we decided, meaning a group of individuals with a board of directors, decided to begin a performing outlet called City Center Ballet. We're in the city of Lebanon, right in downtown, and we do ballet, so hence our name.
Very easy.
And the ballet school is the training ground for these young people who are in the communities of the Upper Valley who wish to audition to participate in the company. We welcome children from many different places, and I shouldn't say children, I'll say young adults, because they are a tremendous group of young people who are very committed to what they're doing. We are doing Clara's Dream at the Lebanon Opera House on Saturday, December 8th. It is also Lebanon's holiday celebration that day that's put on by the Lebanon Recreation Department. So you can arrive in Lebanon at 11:30 and attend Clara's Tea, which takes place at the Lebanon Ballet School. Go to the performance, still have time to participate in the holiday festival, and go shopping.
Excellent.
The Nutcracker for many people is what really kicks off the holiday season. And our version, which we call Clara's Dream, is approximately an hour long. And what Jennifer Henderson, the choreographer, has done is taken the absolute essence of the ballet and put together a beautiful story that young children can come and attend. And you're out of the theater in an hour. And it's very, very enjoyable. Each year we've been able to add to the ballet. And this year we're very excited because we've added the growing Christmas tree, which is how the ballet now starts. So you open the curtain on a 7-foot tall Christmas tree that grows right before your eyes into 17 feet.
Oh.
And we're really looking forward to seeing this. It was constructed in Glens Falls, New York, so it's arriving in town tomorrow.
It's got a lift? Is that what that is?
It actually works on, I'm going to give the magic away,
Okay,
Paul.
okay, we won't go there then. We'll wait for the
But
magic.
it truly is magical.
It's magical.
It's
Okay,
magical.
We'll leave it at that.
And then it goes into a new segment which we've added, which is the Battle of the Mice and the Soldiers. And Jennifer choreographed it, so the mice are all our very tall, sleek high school girls, and our mice are very tiny, middle school and younger. So the contrast between them is quite charming. Gabriel Q, who is a mask makeover in White River Junction, created the masks for the mice, and they're fabulous. There's nothing scary about them at all. They're just delightful to watch. We had it in our Snow Queen this year, and the Dewdrop is among the Walks of the Flowers. So it's fresh, it's new, and you get to make some beautiful new memories. We're very excited that we have 2 young people dancing the role of Clara and the Nutcracker Prince. The decision was to use a younger group of younger students to do both the role of Clara and the role of the prince. And our prince is a 13-year-old boy named Theo Paulette, and Clara is Becky Dorr. Theo is from Grafton, Vermont. It's a good ride. His family, parents are committed to driving both Theo and his sister that hour and 15 minutes, 4 to 5 to sometimes 6 days a week to participate in this, and it's really charming.
Has the interest grown, and do you, like for a performance like this, you need a lot of people?
We need a lot of people.
Do you have to go out and solicit, or did they seem to come?
I think that very slowly we are building this audience, and of course I'd love to see it build faster. What we've really tried to focus on doing, and we've been very fortunate with the support of the Byrne Foundation and the Elizabeth and Lane Dwinell Foundation, to be able to do this production with tickets priced at $15 for adults and $10 for seniors and children. I went to a place the other day to hang a poster, and the person looked at it and said, "How are you managing to do this?" And I said, "Well, we have really wonderful support, and the City Center Ballet Board of Directors and myself feel very, very strongly that children and adults should have access to this ballet. And so we're keeping the ticket prices where we are, in the hopes that the numbers will make the difference.
Sure.
And there are 3 shows. There's one at 1 o'clock, one at 4, and one at 7. And it's truly magnificent. I mean, there's beautiful memories that can come out of seeing that kind of thing.
Those youngins must be tired after the 3rd performance. I can just imagine. I mean, they're going to learn what they're doing, and they're uptight of that, and plus the physical activity.
One of the things that we do in rehearsal is, we run the ballet and then we run the ballet again. So they're building up that aerobic stamina. But I truly will say that they usually need some spatulas to pick them up by the end of the 3rd show. But enthusiasm and energy and that involvement completely in what you're doing carries you through pretty well through the whole day.
Do you find when people think of ballet, they think of female, do you find more males, younger males getting involved?
What has changed for young boys, especially in ballet, is that they're coming into it at a little bit older age, which is better for them. If they come in between 10, 11, 12, they've usually already participated in a sport, so they know some of that, the commitment and the discipline that goes into it. And and they get usually at that age, they stay pretty much with it. We've been very lucky in that we have several teachers guest teachers at the school who are men, and boys need to learn from men. It's an extremely valuable for them to have young men to work with. And it used to be that you just had to make the girl look pretty. Now you really have to be very technical. Your proficiency in technique has to be very good too. So it's become much more challenging for young men, and I think that it's wonderful. And this young man, Theo, is just a very dedicated, tremendous, hardworking young man.
Now, there's a lot of work that's involved in this particular, putting the production like this together. Do you do more than one production a year?
We do 2. We have gotten to the point now where, not to the point now, no. What we've done is we have Clara's Dream that we do in early December at the Opera House, and then in the spring we do a production as well. We do another full-length production, and this May we're going to be doing Giselle, which is a beautiful, beautiful romantic ballet, and it's a classic that's so stunning and so worth seeing. And we present things that we know our dancers can be challenged with, but will be a beautiful product to enjoy in the other end. So that's
now,
really all.
If someone is interested in just into the school itself, they can participate in school and not in a production.
That's correct. The school actually, I start teaching at age 4.
Okay, that's
but
where
to
we're
be
going.
in Clara's Dream, you must be 8,
Okay.
and you must be dancing, studying dancing somewhere. And we've just found that the apprentices are 8-year-olds. Jennifer's given them choreography and things to do within the ballet that's extremely age appropriate for them. You're not going to see the principal role of the Sugar Plum Fairy being danced by a 10-year-old. That role this year is one of our guest artists is doing it, Nina Lawton. Nina graduated from Hanover High School. She went through our program at Lebanon Ballet School. She then went over to Europe and danced in England for a while and studied there. She's been a professional in New York City for 6 years. She's dancing the Sugar Plum Fairy. And a young man from New York is also coming up. His name is Jerry Hunt, who will be her cavalier. So this production is not a children's recital. You're coming to see all the elements that no, you won't see Boston Ballet, you
Yeah.
won't see New
Yeah.
York City's ballet. You'll see a production that has all the excitement and all the beauty of a Nutcracker at the Lebanon Opera House, which means we've had to fit that ballet onto that side stage. And
Is
as
the
I
stage
said,
small? Is that a
this is about 10, it's not the biggest
No,
stage.
but, no, okay, so.
But
you got-
because Jennifer has said, here's the dimensions I have to work with,
Okay,
this is how I can make this ballet fit. Our set designer and our lighting designer, all these people that are hired to do the production end of it know that this is what the elements are we work with. This is how we create the magic. We have a 7-foot tall cake that turns. That is one of the props, and the cake is designed so that it can fit in the elevator, so that it can get into the theater. So, and sometimes the cake has to be wheeled from the opera house down to the studio for a couple days of storage, and then it goes back again. So there are many, many elements that need to be done. And every time we add something new, we of course add expense, but we also add inventory to the ballet. So what has been invested this year, like the tree, that's an investment we've made for hopefully 15 years.
oh, that one.
So, yes, great care is taken into the construction of everything. So not only is it magical, but it's reusable. And that's very important on a budget.
Now, I know you must have some students that you're proud of that went on to bigger and better things, that
Oh,
were the
yes,
result of
yes.
your school.
Yes.
Want to cover a couple of them?
Well, let's see. We have a young lady, Hannah Kotke, who is from Lebanon, who's a senior now at the National Ballet School of Canada in Toronto. She's graduating this year, and she will go on undoubtedly into a trainee program. We have another young lady who went down to Ballet Austin and has been a trainee down at Ballet Austin in Texas. Wow.
Yes.
You know, Paul, I
Even
have to
that.
say, I'm so proud of numerous of them. I don't necessarily feel that they have to become dancers. What I hope they leave the school and the company with is that they'll strive to be successful in whatever they choose to do. And I've seen a very good successful in that.
That's good.
One of the things that a former student came back and said one time when we had a whole group of parents sitting around talking about, what was it, the values of being in City Center Ballet and training at the school. And one of the first things, she was a freshman at the time, and she said, the first thing I learned was time management. She said, I
Nothing
watch,
to do with dancing.
nothing to do with dancing. But she figured out, she said, I'm watching all of these freshmen in college struggling to balance everything. And she said, I've been doing that since I was in high school. Because you can't arrive at the ballet school at 4 in the afternoon, which is what they do. They come directly from high school, the backpacks galore. And they very quickly, they open up their school books and they have something to eat and they do their studying. And very often you'll see the senior discussing with the freshman how, particular homework gets done, or sometimes vice versa, or different schools. What are you doing?
Oh.
That's what your classwork is compared to mine. And they've got to get this done. They've got to get that schoolwork done because within an hour they're going to be in class. They're going to read from rehearsal between 8:30 and 9.
Wow. So it's a long day.
It is a long day for them.
So it's a commitment.
And it's a tremendous
Real
commitment.
Yeah.
Real commitment for them. And they're stunning.
Yeah.
And they've been given beautiful, beautiful things to perform. The Elizabeth Laurie from Plainfield, who's done most of our custom design work, they're stunning. It's stunning. Stunning ballet.
So one more time, where, when, and why?
Clara's Dream, Lebanon Opera House, Saturday, December 8th, 1, 4, and 7. This year, one more thing that's changed, it's reserved seating this year. Last year, we've had open seating, so you want to pre-purchase these tickets quickly. That's LebanonOperaHouse.org or 603-448-0400. If you're interested in attending the tea beforehand, which is at 11:30 and 2, you want to go to citycenterballet.org, because that's where you can get your tea tickets and your performance tickets. So that's when it is.
Well, Linda, thank you for being with us again.
Oh, you're very
this year.
welcome.
We'll
I'm
make it an
thrilled to
annual
be-
tradition.
I think so. I think
as
we
go
should.
along here.
Yeah, that's
so-
what we're hoping to do.
Excellent.
Memories,
Good.
right, Paul?
That's it, that's it. That is another program of Points of Interest, and we will be back next week with another interesting program. Until then.